copyright thing, and it would have gotten pulled down anyway. So it's a good thing. That actually happened to me once in summer school. I was showing a video of the guy, the biggest wave ever surfed, and I left it in my recording by accident. I got a nasty note from YouTube. True story. I don't really know why, because the picture of the biggest wave ever surfed was on YouTube already. So I don't know why they got mad, because it was already on YouTube. And it's not like I'm making any money off this. I wish I was. But my 145 subscribers and 6,000 views isn't paying the bills. Considering 3,000 of those views is me checking to see if the video actually uploaded. Turns out you don't get paid when you check your own YouTube. Anyway, as I was saying, this is recording now, so you've seen all that. And now you've seen all that. And then I'll slide over a little for that. And then I'll slide down here for that. And then I'm going to leave it on the airport question for quite a while. Because everybody had trouble with that question. Pardon me? Yeah, I know. But I leave it recording in case anybody says, "Hey, Mr. Myers, what about the?" And I explain it again. Oh, what the heck happened?
Why didn't you plug the microphone in?
Plug the what? Oh, there's a microphone on the machine. It just doesn't work very well. That's why I have this fancy one. To be perfectly honest, this fancy one was bought for me by a kid because he was tired of listening to my crappy ass recordings. It's not even in the class anymore. It was my end of the year present from that kid. So he's like, "What?" Oh, that's probably because the computer froze because it's a piece of crap. Are you familiar with the Neil Young song, Piece of Crap? Are you familiar with Neil Young?
No.
None of you know who Neil Young is. Canadian treasure, Neil Young.
No.
How do you people even get up in the morning? This is the problem, YouTube viewers of the world. This is what is wrong. The youth of today don't know who Neil Young is.
Who is he?
It's a singer, Canadian treasure, Neil Young. Sings the song Piece of Crap. It's a great song. Go home and Google it. Use Google for good for a change. Don't go home and Snapchat about how awesome you're. Notice how I took that great picture of my daughter eating shaved ice. You know where I didn't put it? Instagram. You know where else I didn't put it? Facebook. You know where else I didn't put it? Tumblr, Twitter, MySpace, anywhere. You know where the only place that picture exists? My camera roll, because that's the only place it should be, because nobody gives a rat's ass that my daughter and I ate shaved ice last night.
Didn't you send it over Gmail?
I sent it over Gmail to my daughter. So yes, Gmail owns it.
So like Google owns it, therefore.
Google owns it, so it's going to show up somewhere. Which, by the way, if it does show up somewhere, somebody does a commercial for their shaved ice shop and shows somebody chowing down on shaved ice. My daughter won't get paid for that because, of course, when you read the EULA agreements, you all know that everything you put on Snapchat, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, all those things is no longer owned by you. So even if they make money from it, you, of course, get nothing. So all those people that are putting their asses online, yes, we did. Remember, literally, Snapchat, Instagram, Flickr, they all actually now own your ass. So let's remember that when you're putting up those selfies. They own it. They can do anything they want with it for the rest of eternity. So please, make sure you keep doing it. Because that gives old people like me something to laugh at you about when you complain and cry about how bad cyberbullying and things is. I'm just kidding. Cyberbullying is a real problem. Because it matters what people you don't care about think about you. But to be fair, it is a real problem because you guys are messed up in your heads about your devices. You actually equate that with life. according to psychologists, which is concerning to us old people who actually have lives. Rude? What was that? Is that a German way of saying
rude.
shots fired or something?
No, rude.
What?
That's
It's not rude. It's just my opinion.
Life.
It's just my opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion. You all think I'm fat and old. That's an opinion. It's okay. I can handle it. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. I honestly believe that. I'm also allowed to say your opinion is moronic.
Why do you think we don't have a life?
You do have lives. I know you have lives. I ask you about them every Monday. And after 2 days off, the best answer I get, I slept.
Well, that's a good thing. It regenerates your body and stuff.
Yeah. So, the trees... I don't want to write in orange. Oh, wait, Mr. Myers. The trees... Son of a... Fine. You're going to play it that way, are you? I'm smarter than you, Wi-Fi and internet technology. I'll go analog, because analog always works. Because analog's the way it should be. Except somebody appears to have stolen my little dongle. I do like that word dongle. Where's my dongle? Where do you think your dongle is? It's where it's always been. Damn it, my dongle's gone. Yeah, my dongle isn't where it's supposed to be. I've lost my dongle. Well, in this day and age of gender fluidity, one can lose one's dongle. At any given time. One can decide today that one does not need one's dongle. Actually, that pisses me off. That thing was expensive. Huh. I'm going to blame the shared learning people.
Why?
Because they were in my room, using my classroom.
Hey, that's okay, because my mom was in that work.
But what if you just put it somewhere?
Yeah, I put it somewhere, plugged into that thing so I can plug it into the side of this.
Well, maybe it fell down.
But it's screwed on because I'm the only one that uses it.
But I was in here for short learning and there was nobody using it.
They were using the projector. Every time I walked by, they had the projector on.
But they put it back on there.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
And you've seen me use it since?
I don't even know what you're looking for.
Exactly. It's a little white thing that screws onto there and has a dongle on the end of it. I got tree X and I got tree Y. What's these distances? 50 and 50. What are these distances? 8 and 13. Now, which tree is taller, X or Y?
Y.
No. X is taller. Y is X. Yeah, don't look at the drawing. Y is X taller. Jalem. Because it's a steeper angle. Okay? Knowing what is going on in the real world is more important than being able to do the trig. Do you understand what I am saying?
Yeah.
You need to be aware of stuff like that. 13 is a bigger angle, so X has to be the taller distance. So X is opposite over adjacent, so that's 50 tan 13, and this guy is 50 tan 8. Now, if you're going to do this properly, you need to put the taller one first. You're going to end up with a negative number, right? The negative number is fine as long as you understand what is actually happening. Okay? So that's why I asked that which is taller, the 13. So technically, you want to do this question. You want to... Son of a...
It's actually red.
You want to do this. Now, again, do I need the brackets? No, because your calculator will do BEDMAS. Should I use the brackets? Yes, for practice. So bracket, 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 bracket. and you get an answer of blah. I think it might be 7. I can't remember. What is it?
It's like 4 point something.
Great. Sure, 4.53. There we go. To the nearest centimeter. So 4.53 meters. So the nearest centimeter is 53 centimeters. If that's right. I'm not doing any of the trig because I trust you guys to do the trig with your calculators. That's why I'm only writing the work. Everybody good? Okay. I'm going to give 2 for that because you actually had to interpret something. This is the second hardest question on the test, on the review. Okay?
Test.
Yes.
Oh, this one?
So, Armstrong Point, Roberts Point are in Sydney on Vancouver Island. Fernie Island is 1,750 meters due north of Roberts Point. Here is Roberts Point. Fernie Island is due north. Can everybody see the red well enough? This is 1750. A sailboat leaves Roberts Point on a bearing of 16 degrees. What's 0? Straight north. So this is 0, yes? What direction do we count? Towards east, clockwise, right? Straight east would be what? 90. He's going at 16, so he's going off this way. Let's pretend you forget how bearings work. Read the rest of the question. He headed up to Coal Island. So it actually told you where to draw it. He goes up to Coal Island. This in here is 16 degrees. Yeah? Then he goes back over here. How far did the boat travel? Do I have enough information to solve it? Yes, I need 2 more sides, correct? What are my options? Can I use trig to find both sides? Yes. Can I use trig to find one side and Pythagoras to find the other side? Yes. Do I care what you do? No. I do care about when you round, though, correct? So, which side do you want to find first? Does it even matter? No. So, if you didn't do what I do, are you going to say, minimize, I didn't do that way? Or are you going to wait until I get to answers? You're going to wait till I get to answers. The way I would do this is, since this is a trig unit, I'm going to use trig the whole time. I have an hypotenuse of y, and I have an opposite of x, and a theta of 16. So I have a theta of 16. I have an adjacent of 1,750. I need a hypotenuse of y and an opposite of x. So I know that my hypotenuse is 1,750 divided by cos 16 gets me the hypotenuse, yes? Everybody's okay with that? Plus, now I've got to use tan. Opposite over adjacent, right? So it's 1750 tan 16 plus the original 1750. Right? Plus the original 1750.
Use the magical word, please.
Wingardium Leviosa equals. Now again, you don't need them, but it's a good idea to use the brackets. And what do you get? 4,072 point blah. Who cares? Everybody cool? That's corroborated by more than one person because I don't feel like punching all that in. Okay, Marley. Spokesman for the class. It's right. We're all on board. Next one. So I'm going to erase all this. Yeah, these are out of 2 because these are really, well, they would be really hard if I didn't tell you where the things were going. If I just made you use the bearings. This one causes a problem because people don't see this little black line up to Curtis Point. Some people have said that they, this is my favorite, when kids think that Curtis Point is in the middle of the ocean. They say, yeah, he sailed to Curtis Point. He started in the middle of the ocean. Somehow his boat just miraculously appeared there from the land, and then he sailed around from there. No. Curtis Point, it even says it's north of Armstrong Point, which I did label for you. But anyway, Curtis Point is 800 meters north of Armstrong Point. So that's 800. Can everybody see the black, or should I change colors? It's visible? Oh, sorry. Curtis Point is 800 meters due north of Armstrong Point. So, no. Curtis Point is right there. See, that's what that black line is. It's easy to see on mine, but it's hard to see on yours. This is Curtis Point. This is Armstrong Point. So, some people obviously did not see the drawing very well. That's fine. That's my fault for printing it badly. Yes, that's why that black line is right there. See? So, okay. Let's fix the problem. Where did you guys say Curtis Point was? In the middle of the ocean.
I actually didn't even look at that. I just read the question.
Good that we're all IB kids.
Huh?
I didn't see the line pointing to.
Yeah, the line is actually, it is hard to see on your guys' picture. It's significantly easier to see on mine. I have to change that when I reprint the book next time. All right, so you guys put Curtis Point in the middle of nowhere. Even though it was north of Armstrong Point. And Armstrong Point's way over here. Okay, so we're just going to throw this question out. We're not even going to count it. Okay? But you didn't, because you can't have.
Yeah, I didn't use Curtis Point in the middle of the ocean.
Where did you put Curtis Point?
I just drew my bearings.
From where to where?
From like the 800 meters north.
From what, though? From what?
Yeah, from what?
I didn't know how to do it.
The question, if you read the question, it does say the sailboat leaves Armstrong Point. Where did you say Armstrong Point was?
I said it, I don't know, it's somewhere over there.
Where is Armstrong Point? And it's written right here. What is it referring to? I mean, for me, because I know a little bit about the ocean, that's Armstrong Point, because that's what a point is. It sticks out into the ocean. Where did you guys put Armstrong Point? You put it up here?
No.
So I'm asking you, where did you put Armstrong Point? The question says the sailboat leaves Armstrong Point. Where did you start from? What? So you did put it there. Everybody put Armstrong Point there. Okay, so 307. What's straight north? 0. 307 is all the way around, isn't it? So I got to go all the way around, 180, 270, out here, yes? So this is 37, but what's this inside the triangle? Because the sailboat went up to Kingfisher Point. How much is this? What's this section worth from west to north? Total. 90. You've used 37 of it. You lie, you've used 27 of it. No, 37 of it. 37. So what's this in here? 53. So the triangle with which you are actually working is this. 53. Now, you need a distance. Well, the question does say that it's 800 meters due north to from Armstrong Point. So from Armstrong Point straight north to something was 800 meters. Right? So here is your 800. Now you solved it. Did everybody draw that?
No.
But does everybody understand it? Yeah. All right. Now, even with the bad drawing, if you started from Armstrong Point and went 800 meters straight north, it's pretty obvious what you hit. Right? You do hit land. It's Japan and Korea. Right? You hit Korea because it's only this far away. Don't laugh. A kid at Wendy's in Tennessee thinks that Canada is only that little strip of the map above the United States.
Wait, what?
Whenever you see a map of the United States, it's a rectangle, right? Because maps are rectangles. But we draw the United States and the world and maps of the world often with this curve, yes? Because the world is curved. The kid in Wendy's in Tennessee thinks Canada is only as big as that little strip at the top of the map of the United States.
Well, how did this get to a kid in Wendy's though?
Because I was talking about Korea being this far from from Japan, because on a map it's that close. Well, the kid in Tennessee, and all of you were laughing, like who would really think that? Well, the kid at Wendy's in Tennessee thinks Canada is,
But they also think we would ride on polar bears to school.
And you, of course, tell them we do. Every time somebody says one of those idiotic things about Canada, you have to agree. Yeah, I have a polar bear in the backyard. We all do. It's dumb. Why wouldn't we? They're just walking around the
Or it's
place.
Like, oh, like, oh yeah,
What?
you guys always.
In Churchill, Manitoba.
No, where, I think it was like in Richmond or something. There's a guy who owns the grizzly.
Yeah, there are people that do that. And those people, the animals always go crazy and kill them. And everyone's like, how could that have ever happened? He's got a tiger in his backyard. That's 800 pounds of crushing death. But I've had it since it was a kid. It's a frickin' tiger. Anyway, that just happened a couple of years ago in Kamloops or something. Somebody had a tiger in their backyard and it ate them. And everyone was like up in arms. Oh my God, what?
He was.
What?
One time I was on my bus with the choir from Kentucky, and the first thing they said to me was like, do you pay for things in maple syrup? And they were like fully serious, and I looked at them, I'm like,
Yes. Yes, we do. Actually, you know what? Maple syrup, people don't know this. There is a huge black market in Canadian maple syrup because it doesn't go bad. Once it's in a drum and sealed, it doesn't go bad. So people steal crates of the stuff because you can hold it forever as long as it's cold.
Well, there's this video.
All right, so we do the math. I don't know. Is it?
Yep.
We need an opposite and a hypotenuse. So opposite over adjacent. So 800 tan 53 plus adjacent over hypotenuse 800 divided by cos 53 plus 800. And I forget the answer.
It's like 2,730.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble. 3,191.
Yep, and she's never wrong.
I know Amy's never wrong. I taught her grade 9. She got one question half wrong once.
See, this is why it's very frustrating to sit right next to her.
It's not frustrating. You got the best seat in the house.
No, but it's like, when you have a different answer than Amy, you totally screwed up. Everything's for Mark.
It should be, because fine, we'll do it for one. In other words, you're giving yourself nothing?
I'm giving myself one more.
Making that page out of 2, 4, 5. As we were saying, Marley, it doesn't matter what you guys say you got in the review because the tests prove it. And if you want to shred your own credibility, you're more than welcome to do so. He'll probably put a selfie of himself on Instagram holding up his review mark.
Now.
Another real life situation. I want to climb the cliff, but I don't feel like wading across the river to measure the cliff so I can go back to my outdoors club to tell them how tall the cliff is. So I use math. How do I do it? Same way you guys did that math a couple of days ago when you built your own clinometers. Which reminds me, we need to talk about that still. And we've got buckets of time. So I need to find this height here, which I'm going to call X. Actually, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to call it little r because there's big R. I need to find big R, little r. which means I need two pieces of information in this wussy blue triangle. Do I have two pieces of information in the wussy blue triangle? No. But in my dusty rose triangle here, I do have two pieces of information. I've got a theta of 69 degrees, and I've got an adjacent of 30. Which side do I need? I need the opposite, which is side little s. Opposite over adjacent, so 30 tan 69 equals the blue triangle's adjacent. Right? Everybody with me? All right, so now in the blue triangle, I have my adjacent, I have my theta, which is 43, but I need my opposite, which is lil r. Opposite and adjacent is tan. Tan 43 is opposite r over adjacent, which is 30 tan 69. Number on the bottom, 30 tan 69 times tan 43 equals r. A pirate's favorite letter. Did I tell you why pirates can't read? They spend years at sea. Okay.
Should be like 70 people.
I don't know what it is.
73.
What is it?
73.
73? Sounds good to me. I'm going to give you 2 marks there. Why? Because I care. Number 10 is, again, quite difficult. Depending on how you wish to draw it. There's a tower. Okay? A microwave tower is not a stack of microwave ovens. Okay?
Is it a tower of radiation?
It's just a tower.
Why?
The tower, it looks, you guys would recognize them if you saw them. It has wires. One wire is 9.8 meters from the base of the tower.
Or not.
Oh, it is.
Now it is.
9.8. The angle of inclination of that wire is 37 degrees. 37. There's a second wire. It goes to the top. It's 58. The angle of inclination is 58. So now, how tall is the tower? That's all the information I have, yes?
It says at the same point though.
Does it?
Yeah, it's from this same
Where?
point. From the angle of elevation from this angle point. Is it the same point? Yeah, it's from the same point.
It doesn't matter. The anchor point of one guy wire is 9.8. All right, so how do I solve this? Can I solve this? How?
9.8.
I can get this distance, right? Then what? How?
Well, 9.8 is also 58, isn't it?
Hmm?
Isn't that the wire at the top of the tower? Is 9.8?
The way I've drawn it, can it be done?
No,
Why?
it's not the same point. There's not enough information.
There's not enough information to do this, is there? But if I draw it this way,
Yeah, that's all we need.
58. Now can I?
Yeah,
Why?
because we know
What's different?
We know the distance between the wire and the tower.
Because you've got the 2 pieces of info, yes? When you do it this way, it's super easy. What's the green part? Opposite over adjacent. So it's 9.8 tan 37 gets me the green.
Or you could just do 58.
What gets me the gray? 9.8 tan 58. Now I need a couple of answers here. How tall is the tower? Which one of those is how tall is the tower?
9.8, 10, 58.
This gets you 1 mark for how tall is the tower. How tall is the tower? 50?
15.
15.7.
15.7.
And how tall is the red green one? 7.4. How do you do this subtraction as exact as possible? You do this, 9.8, 10, 58, minus 9.8, 10, 37. And then you round to the nearest tenth of a meter. Which decimal place is tenths?
The first one.
The first one. Some of my other classes are having some issues with rounding. Issues. It bothers me. Round this to the nearest tenth. What is it? 0.7. Round this to the nearest tenth. 15.8. All right, good. And finally, one of the world's longest suspension bridges crosses the Humber Estuary in England. What if you don't know what a suspension bridge is? Can you do this question?
Yeah.
Of course you can, because it's the 21st century, and not knowing something is the exact same thing as knowing it, minus a couple of keystrokes, right? Right? Is there anything in the world that you can't know if you choose to find out about it? No. Every single piece of human knowledge is available to you.
Except the book of secrets.
Well, I don't know, Mr. Myers. I think that the Illuminati might disagree with you. Oh my God, I didn't even mean to do that. It just happened. Oh, somebody stop me. Somebody's taken over. Ah!
Are you recording that?
Oh my God, I'm Bill Cipher. Of course you Googled and you found that a suspension bridge is exactly the type of bridge that we have everywhere around here. The Golden Ears Bridge, the Port Mann Bridge, the Lionsgate Bridge. All of those. Towers, wires. It is that. I want to know how long it is. The towers are 135 meters above the level of the bridge. 135. The angles of elevation from the center of the bridge and either end are 10.8 and 18.65. Right? How long's the bridge? So what do you have to do? What do you got to find? Which of these lines is the bridge? The adjacent, right? So that's my adjacent. That's my adjacent. And what do I do with those two numbers?
Add them up.
Add them and then what? Add them and then what? Multiply by 2. Right? Before you even go to your calculator, know what you're doing. Opposite over adjacent. The adjacent is the unknown, yes? So is it multiply or divide? Divide. 135 over 10.8 plus 135 over 18.65. And what are you doing with all of that?
Adding and multiplying.
Multiplying by 2. Can you get it all in one shot in your calculator? You can. And you should get something around, I think it's 2,100 and something. 2,200 and something. 215. Blah. That's got to be out of 2. That one's got to be out of 2. Making that last page out of 6. 6 and 5 is 11. And 6 is 17. And 4 is 21. Did I get your quiz marks from you? On that last quiz?
You took them back there.
No, I didn't take them back.
Oh, never mind. No.
Okay, so I need to get that on your quiz marks. Hey, Miss Sanger, for what can I do?
Quick feedback. Too much talk. What did Beth think?
Oh, Beth was cool about it. She was a little stressed about a 4,000 word essay because that's who she is.
But that's grade 11.
Yeah, no, she
Yeah,
knows.
yeah.
She knows.
But was it like?
No, she
you
was-
knows, do we miss pieces? Is it too much to the parents?
I don't
Is
think
it-
I don't think you miss pieces, but I think you would be. I think that you guys talk too much to actual IB
more,
and not enough to the pre-dip, because most of those parents were pre-dip,
right.
right? I mean, I'm willing to come and talk if you need me to, but I think that knowing the type of clientele that are coming in there, finding out all of that stuff about IB right then probably stressed out a few of those kids like it stressed out Beth. I think that you need to add in another piece on the transition, like more about pre-dip, how you will be ready,
Yeah.
or you will know you're not. That's what I would say.
Okay, that is really good advice, because that's kind of what I was thinking at the end of the evening, and
Yeah, and those, I mean, all those questions those parents were asking, like, cut the questions, because all those questions were personal ones that they should have been asking you guys.
At
That
the
shouldn't have been
very end.
saying to everybody. Like, just say, we're done.
yeah,
If you want to talk to us, we're here.
One-on-one.
Out the door, because we
That's
could have been
what
out the door at 6:40
yeah,
without all those people. No, without all those people asking those questions
Yeah.
that were really quite selfish,
yeah,
to be perfectly honest, right? And crazy questions. How much homework are they going to have? Is your kid going to work in class?
yeah.
Right? How much homework do you guys get in this class? Not a lot. Why? Because you work here. Right?
Because Mr. Myers is a teacher. There are others though, yeah. Other teachers.
Drop it! So yeah, I would mention, I would say there needs to be a slide on
And pre-dip teachers and maybe some.
a couple of pre-dip teachers, and if you want to throw kids some Subway, I'm sure they would be more than happy to come in and talk.
Okay.
Some of them. Or throw them some cast time. Get a grade 11 kid that needs some cast time and say, come on in.
Yes. But you guys are getting smarter, right, in a good way. I don't mean that to be flip, right?
Let's
More
hope so.
sophisticated learning?
I had a good gag with my daughter, though, with Beth. Her Catherine's cousin did IB at Handsworth.
Yeah.
And I said to, Catherine was saying that last night, and I said to Beth, hey, Beth, you can ask her what her diploma score was. And she said, it's none of my business. I would never ask. So,
Anyway, thank you.
no problem. Where were we? What were we on about?
Why would you never ask them? That would be good.
Huh? Because it's nobody's business. You don't ask people anything that they earn, ever. And in IB, what you earn are points at the end of the road, right? At the end of the IB road, you get a point total out of 45. It's nobody's business but yours.
But if you choose to tell
If you choose to tell somebody, that's fine, but you would never ask somebody,
that makes sense.
right? It's like walking up to you and saying, how much money do you make? No. Which is, the height of bumhattery. Not using the word bum there. But Miss Ballback used to get mad when I used the word ass. So,
Still recording.
I know it is. That's why it's funny, Lena. Because I said bumhattery when I was going to say ass-hattery.
No, you said it.
I know, Lena. That's why it's funny.
No, yes, I understand that.
Anyways. All right, so I need 2 scores from you guys. What did I say we were going to talk about that I said we had a lot of time to talk about? Oh, the clinometer thing. Right. Okay, so we're going to talk about those things that you guys measured while you went out, because I'm betting some of you measured similar things. Mostly because on your sheet of paper I said go out and measure things like the flagpole. So I bet almost every group went out and measured the flagpole, even though that was not the intent of the instruction. The flagpole's in front of the school.
What is it? Flagpole.
A pole with a flag on it.
Flight pole. I was like, what? What is that?
I didn't leave myself a lot of room to draw a maple leaf, all right? Fine.
You gotta give the person who made the Canadian flag credit, because that's hard.
There.
I thought
I defy any one of you to draw a better maple leaf. Yeah.
Jesna?
Yeah, we know about Jesna. Jesna's maple leaf will have shading, and it'll have, the veins that a maple leaf would have. She'd actually draw a maple leaf. That is not what's on the flag. The flag is a representation of a maple leaf. I could have drawn the Korean flag. Oh, wait. Oh, no, wait.
You have to learn all the symbols on it.
Got to draw the Pepsi sign. I used to love the Korean flag. It was one of my favorite flags. I actually have a Korean soccer hat.
Doesn't it have like
Red power. It's got stuff around the sides that means stuff, but I don't know. One of them is 3 solid lines. One is a line with 2 dotted lines, I think, and one is 3 dotted lines. Is that right? And then I can't remember what the fourth one is.
2 dots on lines?
It's some kind of dots and lines. It might be dot, dot, line, dot, dot. I don't remember. All I know is that's pretty darn close. If we were playing Pictionary, you all would have guessed Korea. Which, of course, I would have said wrong, South Korea. Because I don't know the North Korea flag. It's red and blue with a star on it. I don't know.
Isn't there white in there as well?
Yeah. But again, since I don't know, it's a few keystrokes away. North Korean flag. All right, let us talk, cabbages, about your clinometers.